for a story to end. Does this story end when their friendship ends? When is that? When they stop talking? When is that? When they agree to no longer be best friends? When the last message is sent? When there are no more replies? When will that be? For as long as both of them are alive, the story does not end. They both carry its echoes. Does it end before then, when the friendship, unbeknownst to either of them, passed into irrecoverability? When was that? We have not spoken for over a year, but it does not feel like the story has ended. I write to try to make it end, to give it a conclusion, to capture the echo and fix it in place like a taxidermy animal, like a pinned butterfly, like something tender and weak which has been captured and stunted because the only way to preserve the ephemeral is to destroy what is ephemeral about it. Before I start writing, I read. I read fiction and memoir and poetry. I read about scammers and abusers and friends who steal from one another. And I read about self-harm and disordered eating and suicide and substance abuse. And I read about queer family making and recovery and friends who save your life. In these books, I find echoes of our story, but I cannot find our story. When you Google famous books about friends, what comes up are not books about the difficulties of friendship, its intricacies and obstacles. What comes up are my 8 favourite books about female friendship, and 9 novels that celebrate the joy of friendship, and 12 books you should read with your best friend. Although there are many books which feature friends and friendship, there are fewer books about friendship in the way I want to read about it. I want to read about friendships which are damaging and devastating, friendships which haunt you forever, not friends who are psychopaths or undercover spies or sleeping with your spouse, but friends who are trying their best to love you and failing, friends whom you fail to love in return. 5 books about friendship I wish someone would write. Miss Codependent, a survival guide to queer platonic relationships. Texts from my suicidal friend, an illustrated coffee table book. The 7 Habits of Highly Manipulative People. Jealousy, a mindfulness colouring book. The Power of Boundaries, with activity sheets. I have read a lot about friendship, relationships, personality disorders, attachment styles, but nothing has been right. They are all either too critical or too generous, too definitive or too vague. Much like us, I suppose, both critical and generous, kind and cruel at once. Never one or other, always both, always escaping definition. What I want is to understand how and why we do bad things to one another. I want someone to tell me how to deal with a friend in need without vilifying them as inherently evil or elevating them to martyrdom, like their pain is more important or real than the pain they cause. I want someone to tell me which messages I need to answer and which I can ignore without being a bad person. I want someone to tell me what to say after I'm listening. I want someone to tell me what to do. I want someone to tell me what I should have done, what we should have done. But no one can. So I stop asking questions of other people and I turn inwards, ask questions of myself.